Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is me, your boy, the man, NJ, number to the city. This is actually 117 on July 19th. I'm filming this video to let everybody know once again who have been familiar with my catalog for at least the last 2 or 3 years and familiar with my Twitter for the past 2 or 3 years, of which when I've tweeted out once again albums that were coming out but haven't come out yet. This is more towards the albums that I'm bringing back to this YouTube channel, of which, like I said, I deleted because, like I said before, the quality just wasn't there, which I thought it was when I was originally producing it. So forth and so forth. Either that, or I just knew I could do the project better in overall flow and lyrics, and I just, like I said, some of these songs that went on some of these albums that I'm bringing back. Um, some of these songs off those albums, I wouldn't say they didn't have the quality that I wanted. It was the fact that they weren't originally supposed to be on that album, and I just put them there again for a filler track. Not to say it didn't fit the scheme fit, it did, but it still wasn't the original song or songs of which I wanted to put on the album. So it's almost like the Valley Ridge Academy album, because like I said before, almost multiple times, the way that was constructed in 2 days, in terms of mixing all the beats in 2 days, what ended up happening was, again, I wanted to have specific songs like Flocabulary on that album, but that didn't obviously end up working out in my favor. So I just really went through my entire iPad searching for songs that most definitely, like they weren't obviously authentic. How do I put this? They were authentic in terms of the overall quality and taste of it. I definitely take God first pride in that fact. But like they were not authentic towards the whole album's creation in terms of like they were not supposed to go on the album. Pretty much is like saying they weren't supposed to go on the album. They were supposed to go on like 2 or 3 other albums. But I just put it under there because I really wanted to take advantage and just make the album right then and there, rather than waiting until August when I originally told people I was going to make the album. So forth and so forth. But the albums that I'm bringing back are albums such as Forever Misunderstood, once again, because, again, throughout a lot of family drama and trials and tribulations that I've been dealing with over the God knows how many years of my life, that definitely is an album that needs to be remastered. And I'm not saying I'm going to write all the lyrics versus freestyling them, but most definitely I can assure you that it's an album that's going to go very much in depth with how Forever Misunderstood I have felt that I've been for quite some time, for multiple years, that is. That is definitely one. The Now You Know Me album. Now, for anybody who's even remotely familiar to my 2013 or 2014 SoundCloud days, when I dropped that album originally, I'm definitely bringing that back in I guess you could say, a refurbished form. I'm bringing that back in a refurbished form. So for me, what that means, like I said, I'm remastering the whole album, and we're definitely going to see where that goes. So those are two albums I know for sure I'm going to remaster for myself, which is Forever Misunderstood and Now You Know Me Part 1. Probably Now You Know Me Part 2, because that's what it originally was. And again, the reasons for remastering these albums, because like I said before, I have so many opinions from so many things, whether it's politics, religion, faith, race, and etc. I have so many, opinions, and a lot of these opinions are definitely backed up by a lot of fact as well, by the way. I've got so many takes on all these issues. A majority of what you hear in my music has nothing to do with those issues, really. A lot of what is in my music, again, has a lot to do with peace, positivity, love, happiness. Not to say I haven't released those songs at times where it's a tad bit sad or depressing or, I would say trials and tribulations related. But as I said before, I have a lot of opinions with this stuff and a lot of thought into it. And like I said, I've written the songs already and etc. But the big point is that, like I said before, I'm 20 years old. It's amazing what the trip to Mississippi taught me this past June about, God knows, absolutely so much. And then what coming back here to 904 again has taught me so much about family, about society, about friends, and etc. Again, I'm very blessed to have a lot of the friends that I definitely have, but it's amazing the bigotry that I'm definitely going to assure you that manifests within a lot of people's ideologies, and they just don't get it. It's pure bigotry, it's pure bias, it's pure double standards, and etc. And then when I say stuff like that, some people want to look at me like I'm the crazy one when I'm like, wait a minute, I'm dissecting it within your personality. I'm dissecting it within actual events of which, stuff you said and things you did, but yet I'm the one that, doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm the one that's so disrespectful. Think about it. I know a lot of us have definitely dealt with that once or twice, if not, again, most of our lives and etc. And like I said before, I want to help heal this culture when it comes to, exposing all that. Putting it in the forefront because, like I said before, a lot of us have been hurting for years. A lot of kids have been hurting for years. And definitely for the kids that are hurting and still hurting and will probably futurely be hurting for God knows what else reasons, again, I'm here for you. I make this music partially for you. I have definitely not made a lot as of late in terms of exposing all this bias and stuff like that. But again, the music is definitely coming soon. Because again, I'm tired of it. God ain't blessed me 20 years of life to just sit around and let people negatively do and say whatever they want to, use one or two Bible verses to defend it, and then wonder why we're in this just, why culture and society is what it is on a daily basis, and etc. So like I said, I'm going to use my music platform and other things like this right here with these vlogs to do what I got to do to help bring as much culture awareness to this stuff as well. Because like I said before, I'm here to help heal this culture. I'm tired of the double standards, tired of the bigotry, tired of the bias, tired of the two-facedness. It ain't that hard to be real with your fellow neighbor. It's not. And it really disgusts me that a lot of people feel like it's hard. It's really a 1 plus 1, not even a 2 plus 2 with that, even though they're both easy. You get the point there. It's definitely amazing. Especially how certain people use Bible scriptures to defend their bigotry, to defend their garbage. Oh, they use this one, this two. Oh yeah, what about the other 5 that are condemning your behaviors? Well, let's talk about that, shall we? A lot of this stuff is a very fine line that, again, not many people are probably going to be accepted to and a lot of stuff like that. But again, at least if you were to ask me, my Jesus Christ salvation discernment, like I said, I got baptized this past June 22nd, just to let you know. My discernment that the Lord, I feel like, has definitely blessed me with in 20 years, we need to have these conversations. Again, I'm not saying I want all mental health facilities to be just jam-packed. That's not what I want. But what I definitely want is people to understand rights versus privileges and etc. And it's definitely a lot of different things, but those are definitely two. Understand rights, understand privileges, and what to properly do with them. And etc. A lot of us don't know what to properly do with them. And or, as I said before, we do wrong, expect not to get away with it, and again wonder why this and that is happening in our lives. It's, again, truly the acts of people don't know how to put God first, but they definitely will clap at whoever they clap at when they hear it, wherever they hear it. Oh yeah, God first. So wait a minute, what about this and that, that obviously exposes this and that. The point there is to practice what you preach. Again, God first knows. I have the success that I've had over, if not the whole 20 years, definitely over the last 5 or 6 or whatever else. I've had a majority of the success because of exactly that. Putting God first and truly knowing how to be kind, how to be generous, understanding, and etc. It's not really that hard in many cases to even try to be understanding, but like I say, when you are negatively filled with a bunch of bias and double standards and etc., then it makes it, again, that much more hard. There's a lot of hurting kids, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of hurting kids in our culture. And definitely one of the biggest vices to help heal them is definitely through the music. Let them know, hey, I've gone through what you've gone through. I'm probably still going through it now, probably will still go through it in the future. Here's how I navigated through it. You take what I'm about to say with your own discernment, and you decide for yourself which way you want to take it, and etc. As I said before, I'm not here to lead anybody astray. I definitely, want people to check me in every facet when it comes to even possibly misleading people and not even knowing it, because I don't want to lead anybody astray. But I definitely want to tell my stories and see where we get from it with that. Because I have a lot of stories to tell that, like I said before, I've been writing this music for years. And like I said before, it's just there's a lot of work to do in a lot of communities all across. There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of counseling. Key word there. A lot of counseling that needs to be done. And again, when are you gonna admit that you need it? When are you gonna go to it and let it hopefully remold you, reshape you, and gain your better tomorrow, and etc. One of the biggest misconceptions, I'm not saying anybody is like, again, Jesus above all perfect in many cases. I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say that nobody has flaws here. I'm never saying that I don't have flaws or the next man don't have flaws. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is the bigotry's there. The biasness is there. The double standards is there. The one-sidedness is there. I'm here to call it out. And like I said before, I'm the one that is looked at as disrespectful for calling it out. People have too much of double standards today in the age. They can treat you one way, but as soon as it reciprocated, again, look at their energy. Too many people are not trying to have conversations, are not trying to understand. They negatively want to have it all their way. It's really, for so many people, it's all about me, 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 me. When it truly should be all about we. Again, I have been blessed 20 years. God knows. I've seen a lot, heard a lot, done a lot. And God knows the evidence is, again, it's there. And I mean in terms of, again, the bias, the bigotry, the double standards, and etc. I try to God first learn from everybody. But yet, I still got everybody, or not everybody, but definitely within a certain group of people, or groups of people, trying to discredit me when it comes to listening and actually taking advice. I listen to everybody. I can literally repeat everything the majority of people tell me right there after they're done telling me it. I listen to everybody. God knows I try to learn from everybody. But again, the biggest thing is whether you're going to take the advice or not. And if I don't take your advice immediately, I have reasons for it. You should ask me, why are you not immediately taking my advice? And actually try to listen to the reasons behind it rather than just saying, I'm done with you. And God knows I've heard that way too many times. Oh, I'm done with you. I'm trying to help you. I've heard it way too many times. Again, unpopular opinion. That's how you can discern the spiritually strong from the, don't know the first word to put there, but the weak. You can discern the spiritually strong from the weak. Because again, I should have gave up on so many people probably a long time ago. But it's my faith, my Jesus Christ salvation faith, that keeps me in the game. My Jesus Christ salvation faith for the only reason why I'm alive right now. My Jesus Christ salvation faith for the reason why I try to be as clean, understanding, nice, kind, etc. to everybody I'm around. Again, you can never say this is a testimony. Think about it. Because again, the evidence is there. The evidence is definitely there. I'm tired of people wanting to claim Jesus, but they don't have any bit of patience. And they don't try to gain a bit of patience. I'm tired of people claiming Jesus, but then, wait a minute, what this, what that, Like, the other word of it, or the other statement of it. I mean, it's somewhat, I kind of forgot it, but yeah, people who claim Jesus, people who claim, Jesus, but like I said before, don't have any patience, don't try to understand, don't try to listen to all viewpoints, and want to be double standard and biased. Again, these are definitely unpopular opinions, but again, we have years of research, ladies and gentlemen, years of research. These are, if you were to ask me, epidemics that are negatively hurting so many kids, so many young kids. It's hurting their families, it's hurting everything and everybody. There's so many, again, people have to be willing to get help. Admit they're wrong, get help, and realize it's going to be a process, and you have to go through it each and every day with a winning, ready, and able mindset that I'm going to own this for myself, my family, or for God, my family, and myself to reach our Jesus Christ salvation better tomorrow. Take care.